Hey guys, how are you? This is Mo. All right, so basically, this is the video for the breakdown of the settlements. Uh, the reason I didn't do it for a while because I didn't want to do the settlement for 1 month, 1 week, and be like, okay, this week I made this, and next week it doesn't make sense, it doesn't match, and all that. So to have an accurate amount and figures, I wanted to do a settlement after about a month of running at least 4 to 5 payroll stubs, so that 4 or 5 settlements. That way I can average it out and get a better idea how the truck is running and all that. So that's why I waited for that many days, not because I was trying to hide anything. So finally, I got about 4 or 5, whatever, paste settlements. So now I can actually aggregate them and give you a better idea of the whole month's flow. That being said, a couple of caveats before. This is just my truck, the way I run it. Other people run it differently. The amount of money that I made can be very low, can be higher, could be average. I don't know how the other people are running their trucks and how much they are making. So take that with a grain of salt. It's not necessary everybody's numbers are going to be the same. So I'm going to show you my numbers, and this is probably the only time I'm going to do the settlement thing, because I just want to share that, but I'm not going to keep doing the settlements over and over again. um, there are certain costs that I had to pay because of my own situation. Like I have certain, I created LLC, I did this and that. So that might not reflect the same thing for you guys, whoever is doing it. So I'll point it out for you in the settlement. And this is just rough numbers. I'm not going very, very detailed into every single item and all that, because to be honest, I don't even understand some of the stuff that's on the settlement. So I'll give you the big ticket item, big ticket picture, and at least they'll give you an idea how a lease. So I am basically an owner operator lease. I lease the truck from Success Leasing, and I'm paying the lease payment, and I'm a solo driver. That means I'm not team. I run my truck myself, and this is basically the settlement after that. So uh, without further ado, let me just share the settlement, how it looks. So here's like a settlement, this section is where the deduction. I'm not going to show the top part of it. It has some my information, but I'll just tell you, you see how these are like numbers, fixed charges and all that stuff, and what I deducted, what I added, removed. It's too much information. So what I decided to do is, instead of breaking it down on this paper and showing you the thing, I decided that instead I'll just write it down for the amount, and you can just go along with that. So here we go. So this is the fixed cost weekly. What that means is, this is the amount that you will have to pay every week for that truck, regardless if it's running or not running, is sitting in a parking lot, whatever. Every week, this is something that you'll have to pay for the truck cost weekly. So how is that broken down? Very simple. First one is the truck note, basically your lease payment. For my, these are all numbers that are mine. Yours or the people could be slightly different, so I'm just going to share mine. Truck note is coming up to $1,171 every week. Okay, now that goes every week. Second, APU. There's an APU on my truck, and I pay $70. That's standard for most, I guess, almost all of the prime trucks that I know. So that's $70 you pay every week for the APU. Accounting services. So basically, the accounting service, Abacus over there at Prime, I signed up with them, so I pay them $23 every week to do make sure the taxes and all that are accounted for and all that stuff. So that's their service fee. Fuel card, they charge you $1 for it. It's negligent amount, but whatever. Prime mobile app, they charge you $5 for using the app scanning feature, so you can scan the documents and send it instead of faxing and all that. So they charge you $5 every week for that. Federal highway tax is $10. It's standard. License and permits, they charge you $40 every week. Owner occupancy or occupation thing insurance is $30 a week, and performance bond is $30. What is a performance bond? I have no idea. Occupant, I think occupation insurance is basically the insurance part of it, I think. So that's so altogether, it's about a fixed cost of $1,380 every week. Okay, so that you have to pay every week. Now, I had to pay a $400 LLC registration because I was at Abacus and they said you want to start a LLC. So I started this Mo's Transport LLC. So that cost me about $400, and that's a fixed amount, like once amount. Secondly, the first week they defer the payment. My payment for first week was 128 something or a little bit, I guess this one, but they don't charge you the first week. Instead, they take this payment and they start taking out $25 every week until this payment is done. So that's a one-time charge. And then the first one time, roughly about 500, 400, $500 worth of setting up the truck, getting everything ready for the truck, to mats and this and that and in the bed. I mean, miscellaneous. I didn't really break down everything, so I just roughly estimated it and looked at it. And it's about $500 you're gonna end up spending to get the truck ready with all the microwave and this and that, all that stuff. So that's one-time fee. So here you go. This is weekly cost. This is one-time charge. Next, let's break down the revenue for the truck and what was the deduction. All right, so first week, the first line is the mileage. I did this much miles in that week. So you can see 1,042, 1,530, 230, 2319, 2656, and 2613. These are the miles I ran for each of the week. The top is a week, okay? Now, revenue generated by the truck. So this is the total revenue generated by the truck with the, all the deliveries and all that. So here we go. 35, 38 for the first week, 37, 67, 607, 6,739, 7,217, and 6,117. So these are the revenues generated by the truck every week. I should do that with the mouse. Okay, next one is the deduction. Now, the deduction includes everything from the truck taken out. This includes the tolls, the tax, this and the miscellaneous, whatever else. I didn't break it down piece by piece, but basically everything that's taken out from your revenue is in the deduction. Gas, fuel tax, reefer fuel, DEF, all of that stuff. There's a whole bunch of stuff. So I didn't break it down in that sense. As you can see, where is it? As you can see right here, tractor, reefer fuel, fuel deduction, miscellaneous. There's other things. This is one of the things. Okay. So deductions. These are the deductions. Now, 3,195 on the first week, 3,750, 4,679, 3,107, and 4,300. These are the deductions from the truck. Now, to be full disclosure, you see this 500 and then this 500 over here. That's because this is the deductible I had to pay because I had an incident with the truck. So on this week I had an incident. So Prime charges you $500 per incident. So I had an incident over here and I had to pay $500 deductible, and I had another incident over here and I had to pay $500 deductible. This could be not you, it was just me. So that's, I had to pay 500. So I put it down there. That's part of this deduction. If this doesn't happen to you, then you can remove the 500 from this deduction. Anyway, tire fund. This is taken out from the amount over here, revenue every week, based on how many miles are run by the truck, and it's saved as a tire fund so that when it's time to change the tires, you have a fund available to use to for the tire. And finally, there's a thing called emergency fund. You can tell the company, the payroll, to take a certain amount per mile from your settlement every week so that it saves it in a emergency fund just in case something happens, the truck gets mechanical failure or something else, you have to use that money. You have an emergency fund sitting there, you can tap into that. So that my emergency fund is 153 for the second week, 231, 265, and 261. So this is basically breakdown for the emergency fund. And finally, after all of that revenue and deduction removed, all that thing taken out, what is left over that's put on your card? So basically, after all the settlement, whatever left over goes onto your account, goes onto your card, is this one. This is on your card before taxes. Once you get this, now you file your taxes and do the deductions or whatever you want to do. But this is pre taxes. So first week is 1,922. Why is it this much? And even though deduction is 3,000 and revenue was 3, because I had payments given to me because of me waiting for the truck and my pay, for the week, the $900 that they had to pay and all that stuff. So after all the calculation, this was put onto my card. Okay, and there was a reimbursement for travel also because I had to fly down to Springfield, so that's part of this also. But overall, in the end, on my card, I got 1922 for the first week. Second week, I got $113. So I made revenue for the truck $3,700, and on my card, I received $113 because $500 from there was taken out for the incident. So I ended up only making 113 for that week. Third week, I got 3,749 put on my card, and fourth week, I guess, $2,722, and then 610 settlement, I had $1,839. So these are the amounts left over, and I still have to pay taxes on this. Okay, now, and I'll break down the last picture. So far, here's the total bigger picture. So far, revenue generated by the truck within a month or month and a week or whatever it is, I don't know, I guess a month, is $27,311. After all the deduction removed, everything, blah, 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 left over for me to take and put onto my card is $10,345. Now, that's if with how I made it. If let's say that two incident didn't happen, for because it might be in your case that incident doesn't happen with you, then add another 1,000 to it. It would be, without the incident, it would be $11,345 before taxes. And finally, of course, the e-fund is actually your money. It's not the company's money. So even though that is not put on your card, it sits on an e-fund account, which you have access to. So if you actually add without the incident and e-fund added, it'll be 12 to 20, 255. Okay, that's if e-fund is added. Let's say, but basically 10, 3, 4, 5 was added to the card. So that's the breakdown so far, guys, for the thing. As promised, I shared the numbers, how it is. And I don't know if these are good numbers, bad numbers. I guess people who have a lot more years with the company can look into it and let me know if I'm running the truck good. I'm running my truck at almost 9.5 miles per gallon. I'll show you this thing.
Apparently, I've been running my truck quite efficiently. The average is 8.9 and I'm getting 9.51 miles per gallon. That's how you gotta run when the fuel prices are high.
From my Qualcomm. And so that's it, guys. Let me know what your points are, if I can clarify something. This is not typical for everybody. Maybe this is just the numbers that I have asked your questions. I just want to be as transparent as possible. So at least one time I can show you some of my fixed costs and all that stuff. And let's see if the numbers keep going up or go down based on how I run the truck, or if I took time off and all that. I didn't take time off during this period. I was just running the truck the whole time. So, all right, guys, thanks a lot for viewing. Let me know if this helped, and let me know if I can give you any details. Put your questions in the comment. As you know, I respond. And thank you for all the people who have subscribed. It's almost like 700 or 800 people. It's almost getting to 1,000 people, and I'm like surprised why so many people have subscribed. But hopefully this I'm going on a rant, but hopefully this information helps. And if there's anything else I can do for you, for new people or whatever who are coming onto Prime, my my driver code is right here. Make sure if you go talk to your recruiter, say, hey, this guy helped me out, his information is there. Hey, I want to use him as a referral. I would love that. Okay, no problem. Take care, guys.